Hey actors, it's Wendy Alane Wright, the Hollywood talent manager, and people are asking me a lot of questions about pilot season. How are things working in Hollywood now that we've had COVID and everything's been thrown into a, whatever you call that. That's how I feel about the last 16 months. But pilot season is a thing. It does exist, and it's probably not what it used to be. So let's talk about some of these things. Okay, pilot season used to take place every single year. End of January, end of April, like clockwork. Bam, 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 bam. It's the biggest time of the year when managers and agents would submit their clients to casting, hoping that some of them, it's awfully hot. I'm in California, it's a little hot. Hoping that some of them are going to get booked on pilots and bring in that big money. And so everybody in Hollywood is like rolling the dice in pilot season, hoping that their clients get booked on shows that then get picked up, and 12 seasons are, like Grey's Anatomy, 19 seasons, and that's when everybody gets really, really rich. Now, the other time of year that's always been very cyclical is episodic season. Those are the shows that are already on the air, and every year they have new episodes. And so that season usually goes from September to November, late November. Episodic season, every single year. And so if you're a brand new actor, you really don't have a pilot season. You have an episodic season. That is your time to book co-stars, guest stars, recurring roles. And sometimes those recurring roles get up-leveled into series regulars. But when you're brand spanking new and nobody in Hollywood knows you and you don't really have relationships with casting directors, you're not being seen per se for pilots. Pilots are usually reserved for children. That's when lots of kids get picked up on television shows, sometimes right out of the gate. No television credits whatsoever. As what happened to my client, Brandon Roy, when he was, 8, maybe. Discovered him in Texas. Well, he's from Texas. Discovered him. Got him an agent. The agent sent him on an audition for Good Girls, and he booked a series regular role on a pilot right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. No experience in television whatsoever. Now, so that happens, and that's like, that's what people are hoping for. That's why, I always say it's like you're rolling the dice in Hollywood because you never know what's going to happen, and everybody here loves the gamble. That's why people do this. They love the entertainment business, but they also love the thrill of the ride. They love the gamble because when it pays off big. And when it doesn't pay off, it doesn't. But you roll the dice for when you hope that big payoff comes. Okay, so now things have changed a bit, right? COVID came. Things are changing in terms of who they'll even see for projects. A lot of times, casting companies won't even bring people in unless they're locals. And when they say local, they mean, let me see your driver's license because you need an address right here. And they're not flying people in the way they used to because they don't want all of the people exposed to COVID and then they have to quarantine, etc. So a lot of times local hire really means local hire now. I also want to say that pilot season is no longer just January to April. There are so many networks now, streaming services, where pilot season is all year long. Some shows, yes, Kitty. Hello. Kitty wants to say hello. Some shows are being cast, their pilots are being cast in the fall, in summer, in, all different times of year. So there's really no specific set pilot season anymore, although the majority still is handled between January, February, March, April, but they can go all year long. I say this because I want you guys to shoot really big, aim high. Because you never know if you're going to get lucky and book something that really takes your career to the next level. No one is God other than God, and nobody is going to tell you what can or cannot be done in your life, in your ability to manifest, in your law of attraction, in your journey. But what I'm teaching actors is how to be prepared when these opportunities do arise. So kids, they generally don't need a whole shit ton of training first before they get opportunities. And they don't have to have a big, lengthy resume before they get opportunities. Because if you've noticed kids, they're so spontaneous. They're so in the moment. They react to exactly what's going on. They're not in their head. They're really in the moment, present. And that's the quality that it takes to be, present as an actor. But as we get older in life, these voices from all the years of your parents, all the years of schooling, and all the years of friends, and your own self-doubt, whatever. When you become an adult, becoming an actor who is completely free and present now takes work. Now it takes training. And when you walk into a casting office in your 30s or 40s, they do want to see a resume. They do want to see, what has your training been? What experience have you had? Can you carry a big role in a show? What have you booked on your own? What have other casting directors booked you for? So those realities come into play. Is it possible to book something that, you know, you're just so right for and you didn't have a lot of experience? Yes, it can happen. But as a business coach who is very well versed in the business of show business, I can tell you that the possibility of that happening is very slim, because there's a hierarchy to this business. There are people that have been in this business for several years before you who already have tons of guest stars. They've recurred on lots of shows. They have tons of co-stars, and they're ahead of you in the game, right? They have more experience, they have more relationships, and they've put in their time. So they're on lists already. They're on lists of casting directors, lists of producers, lists of directors, lists of networks. So when the network goes to shoot a pilot, they go to the list of people they already have, because they know those people know how to deal with high pressure situations. They're well trained. They've worked many, many years. They could be trusted with a $10 million show, right? A brand new person has not been vetted. We don't know what they can or cannot do. So we need them to show us what they can do before we give them that kind of responsibility. And believe me, being number one on a call sheet as a series regular takes a tremendous amount of responsibility. And you have to be so good at your craft that you can break down a scene like bam, bam, and if they give you a new script, that doesn't throw you. And you're not worried about what other people think of you. You know how to become the character. And you should not be training at that time like, you're always training as an actor. That's not what I mean. I mean, you're not going to learn how to be a series regular by being a series regular. You really got to learn how to be an actor first, who shows up on set at all times of the day and night, and as a guest star who works 8 days and has done 10 shows as a guest star, and then they start considering you for series regular. Are there exceptions? Yes, but we don't build a business on exceptions. We build it on the rule. And the rule is, how can I be most prepared when a series regular audition comes up? Well, you better know how to break down a script. So get trained with some of the best coaches there are. And yes, online coaching matters. In fact, most coaches are online now, which means no matter where you are in the world, you can train with some of the best coaches in New York, LA, Atlanta, London. The world is your oyster. I don't even really know why I know that saying and where it came from. But when you grow up and you start hearing things, you kind of have stuff ingrained in you. You don't even know how it got there. I don't know where it came from, but it basically means anything is possible. The world is your oyster. Why? I don't know why. Now I have to look that up on the Google to figure out why I say that at all. Also, you have to have a system for breaking down a script, like a real structure for breaking down a script, so that you can break down scripts in a way that are believable, that have layers, that have levels. You have to know that any line, any script has a beginning, middle, and end. Even one line has a beginning, middle, and end. And you're like, how can that be? I'll show you. Let's say you're working at a receptionist office, and someone comes to the desk and says, can you tell me can I talk to Dr. So-and-so? And you say, just 1 minute, please. And your line is, just 1 minute, please. Or I'll be right with you. The line is, I'll be right with you. Okay? You don't just go, I'll be right with you. I'll be right with you. That's not a beginning, middle, and end, okay? Yes, it's believable, I'll be right with you. But there's a beginning to that, which is I'm doing something before that person comes to my desk. I'm working here on this computer, and then I'll be right with you. And then I'm going back to my computer. That's the end. So the beginning, I'm working on my thing. The person comes. Yes? Oh, I'm not going to ad lib. Okay, so I'm doing my thing. The person comes. I'll be right with you. And then I go back to working on my thing because I was interrupted by the person. I say my line, and I go back to what I'm doing. Beginning, line, end. Okay? even that kind of training you need to understand. I would like to suggest a couple classes for you guys if you're brand new. And if you are looking for, I always tell actors, train with working actors. Train with working actors who are in the audition room on a regular basis, or coaches who coach actors who are in the audition room on a regular basis. There's a difference between coaches that are teaching in the university level, that are not auditioning for television today and have not been in an audition room in 30 years. Like, skip that. Not that there aren't exceptions, but for the rule, okay? Stick with people that know what's going on right now in the trenches auditioning, okay? Andy Matheny, amazing coach. I'll put her information below. She teaches a beginner's class. She's a very busy working actress, and she's going to teach you things you didn't even know you needed to know, that are going to up your game as an actor and help you become a much better actor. Because when you're a better actor, you're going to get more opportunities and you're going to get more bookings. And if you think you can become a great actor by sitting around the house like this is what I do when I'm doing that. I'm never not doing anything. I'm so fucking, I'm so darn busy. It's like hard to find time to do these videos. But I wanted to go over this stuff with you. And what I'm talking about here matches to what's going on in my podcast. And if you're training with me in the Winner's Inner Circle, Hollywood Winner's Circle Master Course, you are getting so much value because you sign up for a 1-year program and we teach you everything there is to know about the business, and you will really understand what agents and managers want, what casting directors want, what you have to do to work as an actor, what your package has to look like, and you come and get weekly feedback with me every Thursday and every Friday, and all of the experts I bring in to teach, the agents, managers, casting directors, are really going to change the way that you do business, and they're working on television. I'm so excited because every day the actors taking the Winner's Circle are texting me, I just booked this, I just booked that. I'm not even playing with you. One of them just did 2 more. He did an episode of General Hospital last month, and then they brought him back for 2 more episodes. And right before that, he booked Wu-Tang in Florida, in New York. So he flew to New York, shot Wu-Tang, came back here, shot an episode of General Hospital. Then this week, they had him do 2 more episodes of General Hospital. Another one of my clients booked 4,400. Another one, 2 actors in the Winner's Circle booked the show Mr. Mayor. Like, people have booked FBI, Blue Bloods, Chicago Fire. They're always working. Commercials. One of my Hollywood Winner's Circle actors booked 4 commercials this week. 4 commercials in 1 week. Because they know how to audition. They know what's expected of them in the audition room. They know who to train with. They know how to train. They know how to break down sides. They know how to get representation. Their packages are outstanding. Package means headshots, acting clips, and your resume. And those are the things you present to agents and managers. And you learn how to do that from a whole group of working agents, managers, casting directors, and actors. And I honestly believe that's who you should be learning the business from. I'll also tell you, be careful about taking advice from people who are not working as actors. Because how are they going to teach you what they don't even know how to do themselves? You know, if I want to learn how to be a brain surgeon, I want to learn from the best brain surgeon in the world. I don't want to learn from someone who does foot surgery, okay? I want to learn from people who are doing what I want to do. I'm hot, so I have to fan myself. I'll fan myself with this. My friend Amy Linden sent me this cover for my phone. Amy has I am enough. Say it after me. I am enough. I am enough. You have to remember that because a lot of times you'll doubt whether you are enough. And I have another thing on here that says, don't forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. A couple people tell me sometimes, who was it? Lynette Spano, Rachel Johnson. Don't forget who you are. Never forget your brilliance. Never forget what makes you great. Never forget what's special and unique about you. And when people around you are saying negative things, ignore it, ignore it, ignore it, and remember who you are. And remember, you are enough. So she has this line of amazing I am enough merchandise, and she just sent me this for my phone, and I'm going to go put it on because I just opened it in the mail. Anyway, I wanted to talk about one other thing. Actually, I'll talk about it in the next video. I'll see you guys later. Have a great night. I love you. See you in the next video. Take care.